New England. I think it's going to be a toss-up because
without
Mac Jones, I think New England's going to lose it.
All right. Let's do a live video, guys. So, welcome to my live, guys. It's me again. So, anyway,
here's the scores.
Broncos defeated the 49ers yesterday, rallied back. 11-10 was the final score. We'll talk more about the Bills today, too, because that's one to mention. The Broncos came back 11-10. I think it was the second quarter they came back. Denver was down 5-3 at one point because McManus hit a field goal.
Yep, Broncos is 2-1 right now, so you're happy about that.
They're 2-1, tied with the Kansas City Chiefs for first place.
And tied for the Green Packers and tied for the Tampa Bay Bucks.
So they're tied in the AFC West for the division right now for first place.
Did you hear, folks? Carolina Panthers knocked out the Saints 22-14. I was like, what the heck, man? What's going on with this part?
It's one of my partners over there with me, guys. So the Broncos won. Came out in the second I think it was the second quarter. They scored a touchdown, and that basically took care of business down in Denver.
But the Seahawks didn't do anything quite good against the Falcons because it was like bird bath, back and forth.
We'll now talk about the game of the week. Buffalo Bills at the Miami Dolphins. Buffalo fell short yesterday to Miami. It was 21-19 was the final. First time Miami defeated Buffalo since December of 2018.
And Tua took an injury downhill to a concussion.
And Tua had
a
concussion, resulted in a flag coming in against the Bills. But he came back in the second half. They say he passed injury protocol, so he came back in the second half. Well,
he said it was his back that totally went out on him, and like constantly.
I don't know really how I can I'm not a fan of the Bills, guys. I support the Bills. I'm a Broncos fan and Seahawks fan, but I want to talk about the Bills anyway because I'm from New York. We got a lot of Bills fans around here. So anyway,
not me. I never loved the Bills at all. I hate them. Except for me.
So anyway, the Bills started off good. Got 7 points. They got 7 points on the board with a touchdown, a field goal. Then the Dolphins came in
and creamed house
just
by 2 points.
Just put 7 on the board, tied at 7. Bills score another touchdown, 14-7, and then the Dolphins come back in it, tied at 14 at the half. And then in the second half was 3rd and 22, and for the Dolphins. And Tua was able to hit Jalen Waddle, and I was thinking, it's over. Buffalo loses. They're not winning this one. And, there's a lot of tough losses for Buffalo out there. And then at the end, Isaiah McKenzie tried to get out of bounds for Buffalo. And the kicker for the Dolphins just block kick, horrible punt, just went into the back of the end zone for a safety. So Bills were only down by 2 now because the Dolphins gave up a safety. Then they repunted it. It was, I think, down at the Bills' 20-yard line. They only had 1:24 remaining in the game, so they had enough time to spare. And then at the end, Isaiah McKenzie
see the score, Lord. Go ahead.
Couldn't get out of bounds. Isaiah McKenzie tried to get out of bounds, wasn't touched at all. The Dolphins stopped him right there, rolled kind of out of bounds. He tried to get out of bounds, couldn't get out of bounds. Tried to run back to get back to the line of scrimmage, couldn't do it. Just couldn't get another play off in time, and just Bills paid the price. Couldn't stop Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle in this game, and they can't stop Tyreek Hill. Seems like they never can, and they can't stop Jalen Waddle either. And, when you got – here's the thing. The Bills are missing their first-string players, their starters. You got Micah Hyde, who's out. Jordan Phillips is out. Trey White is out. And there's a couple other guys who are out. They got like half of their starters who are out on defense right now. And the offense was horrible all game long. This offense was bad. I mean, Josh Allen had tons of opportunities to hit these wide open receivers, and he missed them. Every time he missed them. And then Bass missed a field goal, an easy field goal, like 38 feet, like 38 yards, and he missed it. He misses a 38-yarder. Josh Allen can't hit anybody on offense, and they have a good offense. And they lose by 2 points because they can't get another playoff. And this was for the division lead against two division rivals. And then because the Dolphins were 2-0, Bills were 2-0. Bills had to pay the price for this game because they couldn't stop a Dolphins offense, which is really good, which I already knew about. And I already knew, as I said before on YouTube Live, the Dolphins were going to win this game. And sure enough, they won by 2, knew it was going to be close, knew they were going to win by a score. And sure enough, they won by a score. They got lucky in this game. They got the Bengals coming up. Probably going to win that game as well, but it's going to be close. But let's see this is where what you call the Buffalo curse that comes in. Because who did they lose to last year? The Steelers. That was a 10-possession game. They were leading at the first half, but blew it right at the end. Right in the second half, they blew it. That was a Week 1 game, blew it against Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers. Titans. Josh Allen slipped and fell right with a few seconds left in Tennessee in Music City. Lost the game by 3 points. Slipped and fell right at the 1-yard line. Bucks. That one was a game that really was they should have won. Should have won that game, but then Brady threw a bomb right downfield in overtime and scored the game-winning touchdown. So couldn't stop a ball that Brady launched just for the win. So because they gave up a bomb that Brady threw in overtime for the game-winning touchdown, 60-somewhat yards, and scored the touchdown and blew that game. Who else? Who else he was against? The Jaguars.
Last year they lost to the Colts.
Just
41 to
terrible against the Jaguars last year. How do you lose a game to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who were horrible last year?
And Colts booked the Bills.
Too many turnovers against Jacksonville last year. That was too many turnovers last year, and some bad play calling. Who else? There's one more. The Patriots. Well, let's see. The Patriots I'm not blaming the wind on that Patriots game, because they should have been able to score in the red zone. All you have to do is punch it in. Just punch the freaking ball in.
Last year they lost to the Colts 41-17.
And then they got blown out against the Indianapolis Colts, 41-10, I think was the final.
And the Colt Bills paid back them on the preseason.
Then the Chiefs, 13 seconds remaining in the game, and they can't pull it off.
That's in the playoffs.
Chiefs kicker just kick a field goal, make it, put it in overtime. Mahomes just drives his team downfield, throws a dart to Travis Kelce. Buffalo loses the season. Buffalo loses the chances on getting to a Super Bowl since 1993 or 94. I'm not mad or anything about these games, guys, but I'm just saying this is what you got to look at. Is definitely the things that Buffalo has gone through. Like all their close games, they'll either find a way to lose the game, or they'll either win the game or they'll find a way to lose the game. And now you got this team, a Buffalo team, a Bills team that has no starters, no safeties, no corners, none of their veteran players except for Von Miller, and there's one other player out there, and that's not going to help you much. There's like half of their starters are out on defense, and that doesn't help you. And you got the Ravens coming up next week, and they're still not going to be in there. Who else? The Ravens, the Steelers, and the Chiefs are the next 3 games.
Which Colts whooped their ass so badly.
Chiefs.
I think the Chiefs lost the best quarterback, so now they have the weakest quarterback. They had to throw a single touchdown.
And now the Chiefs are 2-1. So if you're a Chiefs fan, I'm sorry to tell you if you're a Chiefs fan, but I'm happy that they lost because they're in the Broncos division. So I'm sorry if there's any. So yeah, I'm sorry if there's any Chiefs fans who are watching this video or will be watching this video, but I'm a Denver fan.
Look at the quarterback that ran the bottom of the Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes got knocked out.
And your team blew the game as well, unfortunately. I'm not putting any bad stuff out there about any other team.
Guess who
the
it
Chiefs.
is? Tommy,
but
10-10 is so
that's what you got to look at, guys.
So I think Bills are going to have a chance to win this game against the Kansas City Chiefs. Just saying that out because the Kansas City Chiefs lost their best. Sorry,
but you're fine. But anyway, they got to win. You're missing a lot of starters, like I said. The Bills are missing a lot of their starters. And with the Ravens coming up next week in Baltimore, that could play a factor because they're 2-1 as well. The only game they lost against was against the Dolphins. You got the Steelers coming up in Buffalo, and then they have to travel down to Kansas City to Arrowhead to take on the Chiefs. So we'll have to see what happens though as the season goes on, but hopefully this team will get back together. The defense is a big factor, but they got to play better on offense too, better running game, and Allen's got to find people to throw to because they should have never lost against the Dolphins. I was telling everybody, like I said at the beginning of the video, I was telling everyone, and I knew this right off the bat, that the Dolphins were going to win this week, and I was right. Because they got weapons. They got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
Don't forget River
who caught that third and 22, that bomb that Tua threw right downfield all the way down to the 10 and put him in scoring position. But we'll have to see what happens throughout the year as the season goes on. We'll have to figure out what happens,
And now they got Teddy
but
Bridgewater.
hopefully Buffalo can get back together and they can win all these games that they need to win. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll keep you up to date on all the NFL stuff going on, and we'll keep you up to date. Thanks for watching, guys.
Rams beat the Cardinals real bad. Do you see